Hi, hope you enjoyed the little pitter patter of rain. This is 2019, December the 4th, and it's last night. It's coming on pretty good, so I decided to try that as an opening for this video. And it's about 4:20 p.m. our time, and the rain has basically stopped for a while. I don't know how long. One of the forecasts is one says one thing, another says something else. So kind of like saying who is right and who is wrong, or if they're both wrong or both right, or whatever. Anyhow, this is, I think, going to be my first video under the under the shadow of Copa. So what? As you can tell by title, it's pretty nondescript, and so I just wanted to kind of go over a bunch of things at the moment that I can think of. I may have one more before the month is up, so I'm not too sure how often I'll be doing videos anymore. I will try at least once, maybe twice a month, if possible. And just a number of topics that I've been dealing with or have come to my mind or that seem interesting. And at the moment right now, this is year end. So this is a time where if you have a budget that you live on, it's time to prep your paperwork for next year and get that budget and all the documentation necessary prepared in advance so that you can just transition right easily over into 2020. And so that's one of the things I've been working on because I use Excel as a program that I bought at Walmart years ago, and because it was inexpensive. A lot of people use CAN programs, and that's nice if you have the money to burn on those programs, but I like to program. When I started back in 1971, I started working on a computer. It was as large or larger than a desk, and it used a paper puncher and a card reader to input data, and I worked on that a lot. I did a lot of work on that, including accounting, and I learned. I even went to a school. It was a Burroughs L4000 computer, and of course it's obsolete now. In fact, I have I may make a picture of it and show you what happened to it. I have what's left of the desk outside, and but I went down to Los Angeles and learned how to program that baby, and personally learned. I guess it's assembly language. I can't remember the order, but then you convert it into machine language. So you can get it into the machine because that's all the machine can handle. So assembly language is like commands, like DOS commands, like position or advance the line or advance the pane or a paper feeder, whatever. And whereas the machine language is one I remember is called no-op. That's OAOO. That's the decimal. So for nothing happens. Okay, and maybe I should title my video that OAOO. And but anyhow, so if you're if you live off a budget, it's time to start looking at it for 2020. Is my recommendation. And what else? And doing all the other things you need to do to close out the year, considering if you're depending on your income and your tax bracket, you may want to consider make adjustments in your expenditures that qualify for tax breaks in your tax bracket. So you have till the end of the month to do that. And so sometimes people will make larger donations to charity or other types of tax reduction maneuvers in order to lessen the impact of April 15th and paying federal income taxes. So this is your you got 4 weeks. This is a fourth. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, almost 4 weeks. Yeah, left in the year. So you have to deal with that. Other than that, for everybody else who don't have to deal with that, it's I don't know. I'm not quite sure what each person does. I'm sure that everybody has their own thing they have going on at this time of year, besides Christmas and the holidays, New Year's. They have become basically non-events for me because I don't really celebrate either. And but I try to send out cards when I can, but I'm not too sure I'll make it this year. It takes time to plan and to work on, and I've gotten so built. I'm right now. What's going on is Windows 7 will no longer be supported by Microsoft. So I have Windows 7, and if you have Windows 7, they're trying to get you to buy Windows 10, and I don't really care to buy Windows 10, and so. And so I'm going to stay with Windows 7, but it will have no Microsoft updates or updated protective features. And so I have to figure out, do backing up of the machine and all that. And I'm not quite sure where I'm at that point. So I have 4 weeks to get all that done. So you see, that's a nightmare too. So that's another thing to consider if you have Windows 10. And not 10, but Windows 7. I just wish they would just stick with one system and keep reinforcing that all along. But I don't know. I like Windows 7, even though this year Microsoft forced us into using certain elements of Windows 10 because when they update your computer, they just stuck it to you. And that was a difference was that normally the basic, I guess that's a taskbar or whatever it is, on the older systems were at the bottom of the screen, right along the edge there, right along there. But on Windows 10, they go, let's see, on this side or the left side, either side, but on the side of the screen. And I gotten used to that. It's okay. It doesn't really make any difference to me as long as the thing works the way I want it to work. And the programs I have on my machine will continue to work. And that's the problem with updating. I have programs that are not tied to Microsoft that work quite well. I've had for several years. And so from what was the first one? I can't remember the first Microsoft system I had. But I have Windows 10. I think would be more may knock some of those programs out that I've been using. So anyhow, I like it the way it is. I intend to keep it that way too. So, but other than that, my main thing has been just take care of the chores and doing repairs around the place and feeding the animals and watering the plants. But with rain, it really helped because that saves me time and money. And I mean, kind of over the past several months, I've started into recycling water. So I take all the water I use, like wash my hands and wash the dishes, and water out can when you have I eat some canned vegetables and dump the water. I save that water too, and dump it out in the backyard or sometimes in the front. But it depends on how dry different things are, and it saves a little money because I don't water with a hose. I used to water it like every week. But now I got to where like I was watering maybe once or a month or maybe twice a month. And so that helps. It cuts down on the water bill. And that's the whole point of reusing or saving the water. Instead of letting it go down the sink, I must admit I have kind of defaulted with the rain, letting water go down the sink, but I like to save it and just dump it in my yard because I pay for it, so it's essentially my water. So. But anyhow, so with the rain, it really has made a difference. It gave my yard a good soaking and has more rain coming. So that's really great. And as far as anything else is concerned, I'm very close to getting the, I have that little ball kit I'm working on. I can't think of the name offhand. It's my zinger, some kind of a zinger. And what I did was I didn't use it had a bunch of stickers, and I just repaint. I painted the whole thing and tried a different paint format, and I will show you that. There will be a moment of silence, and it might it just might happen to pop up during that moment. But anyhow, it's kind of a bummer not being able to really present yourself what you like and do the way you want to because of this under the thumb, you know what I mean? Not sorry, Mick Jagger, but not that song, right? But anyhow, that's how it seems sometimes. There, the idea of we're learning more about as a society becomes more complicated and more populated, and as the government is trying to deal with all the issues that arises and determine which are the most important considerations that it needs to approach, there's always a problem of not having enough insight into the impact that their decisions will make to provide a decision that is really just for everybody. And so that's the problem with politicians. They're out in their little castle on the hill in D.C. and they aren't really quite attuned to what's really going on in the world they are supposed to represent. And so they need to be more at home and cast their votes from home rather than off somewhere else and away from what's happening. And of course, some of them go back, they're back around and go and talk to different people, but they aren't really, they need to approach people on the basis of the issues that they're having to consider. And they do that to some degree, but yet, I don't know, to some degree, apparently, it's not hitting the mark. because all these laws that like COPA and all that are based upon congressional mandates. That's why I say that if you have a problem, go to your congressman, and complain. That way they become aware of your position. Complaining to the company or to the bureaucracy doesn't really cut the mustard that well. How I feel is you have to go to your representative. They're the ones that's their job. Okay, so anyhow, I want to cut this off for a moment, but I don't really know how long this video will be. It may take me a few days to actually finish it, and so I'm trying to think of all the things I want to approach in this one video because it may be the only one for the rest of the year. So I will take a moment break. It may be a moment, several moments, 100 moments, maybe 24 hours moment or more. But anyhow, I'll be back for you guys. It'll be real shortly. Okay, well, I think as I was talking before, I mentioned something about cooking. I really enjoy cooking. I don't believe it, but over the course of I've been living in my home for over 40 years here. And over the course of that time, I've been living to myself for a long time. Probably from, let's see, 68. I would say basically from 66, 1966, 67, mostly. When we went to school, let's see. No, honestly, we went to school in 63, that's right. And then go back home in the summertime and go back to school and what have you. But so off and on from 63 to about 66. Off and on again from 66, I think, or 67, basically on my own. And so it's been a long time. And as a child, I for various reasons I don't want to go into, uh, uh, I tend to be to myself. And that was really great. I really enjoyed my childhood being to myself because I saw things and discovered things and learned things and that I would not have done if I had not been. And maybe I'll discuss those at a later video. But over the course of these years here, I have really gotten into cooking. And let me show you what I have a menu for. I think a menu I found online. If I get a link, I'll have that down here. This is like we call it some kind of vegetable pie. And this is this is my meal. Vegetable pie is this thing right here, the part that I add my sides or the beans and the one big piece of broccoli. So I'll have it's pretty easy to make. If you like to cook, or you should learn to cook, I think you'll enjoy making it. But anyhow, that's what things I've been doing, cooking. And what I like to do is, what I end up doing is I get a recipe off online, off of some website online, and I try it out. And generally, I've been having to change it because I just don't like the way it comes out according to the recipe, or certain things they can do with a recipe I can't. Because I don't have a stove that I cook on, and I don't really care about cooking I have learned how to cook with a microwave and a little little oven, and that's all I need. A little electric oven and a microwave, and you can do a lot with just those two things. And so anyhow, more of that perhaps in another video. Well, in over the past month, I got started on a series of Larry Elmore's trading cards that he produced back in the 1990s. And I have basically, I basically stopped that. But in the course of doing a video like this, I might include some of that over the course of time. It may take me a long time to do these because I may not show these on a regular basis at all. But I did want to at least include his work in these videos because I admire his work as one of the greatest artists of all time in the non-sports trading card genre. And he has a website. I won't be posting a link to it, but you could Larry Elmore, Elmore, Larry, and go to his website. And if you like his stuff, he does sell off his website art of different kinds. So check that out. He has a library of different works he's done. You may want to look at those, including some of the art that is on these cards. So let me show you the number one card off this series that was done back in the 1990s. This is card number one. And I will have to put it back onto large. Okay, here we are. I should make it a little bit closer. Okay. Okay, it's just outstanding art. It's very involved, very detailed. That dragon head. That's very cool. He does a great job with dragons. (1994). Okay. Why holding the box? It's his son, Jeremy. That's this one right there. Okay. So can I imagine box? And so get this back on. Oh. So that's the very first card on that card series. And I will be showing more for the course of time. The other thing I'm going to include in this video log, I'm not sure how many more days I will be including videos in this thing. But my mom has her 97th birthday coming up next week, and of course she has been dead since 2005, and she could have lived to be 97, 98, maybe even 100. Her mom lived into her, I think, about 97 or 98 at least before she passed. And so my mom had genetically in her to live long enough, but she had a hard life. And I have the stories. It centers around Copeland's bookkeeping, which I started working for my dad back in 1971. And I have on my Facebook, if you check the link I have to my Freeservers site, there's a link to the Facebook there. And I have under the photo albums, I think I have that story in several pages, photo journal where I have writing and pictures in which I describe the events of that experience in a general sense. And she had to really be my dad became paralyzed at one point in time, and she hung in there and took care of his needs. He was paralyzed from belly button downward, so it was really a demanding job for her small frame, and so it shortened her life. But she was dedicated to him, and so that's something you have to admire, that kind of dedication. And so anyhow, I will have a picture of her. I haven't quite looked at those or selected what I want to show. And yeah, it'll be in this video log that I'm working on. Also, she was a great cook. One thing I got from her was she liked to cook, and I learned I watched her in her cooking and help at times. And so I guess that's why I have come to really enjoy cooking. And so that's what I did today. This is Friday, December 6th. And so what I did do was make some, I guess you call them cookies. These things. These are really good. I'm limiting myself to only 2 a day. I made 18. And those are really good. They're easy to make. And they are called things there. And here's a recipe thing. I'll get closer. See if I can get it up here. Let's take it out of the plastic thing. It might make it hard to read. Right, so I'm going to put it off of there, go over here. There's the ingredients. Those are the ingredients right there. Very simple. Anybody can do this. The hardest part is separating the egg yolks from the egg whites there. And there, go online and you can learn how to do that. There's about 3 different ways you can do that. Just pick out a way that you prefer to do it. And shredded coconut is all that stuff you bought at the grocery store. A vanilla extract tends to be a little expensive, but if you enjoy cooking or you want to give this a try, I think it'd be worth it. These things are very good and very simple to make. It says on the instructions a small bowl. I use a medium-sized bowl, mixing bowl, because I like having that kind of space. But it's very simple. And on my oven, I use a toaster oven to cook my food with, besides the microwave. And I have to go half an hour on my oven in order to get a nice golden brown color. And I don't cool my water rag. I just set on the other thing you don't say. They say drop onto a greased baking sheet. Instead of that, I recommend using parchment paper. You can buy parchment paper at the store as well, and cut it down to the size of your baking sheet, because you can put the dough right on the paper, and it'll be safe and yummy. It'll cook, and it comes right off real easy. And you just throw the paper away, and you don't have to worry about washing the cooking sheet. So parchment paper is the only thing I would change on this recipe. So anyhow, I'll have a link to this one down there as well. Okay, in the comments that are immediately below this video. Okay, I think that's going to be it for the moment. I'll be back once I figure out what else I want to say or show you. There's a lot I can talk about, but I think for the time being, a little commercial break here. Okay, I hope you will check out that postal stamp, and they have the USPS has several different items that are tied to that promotion to help those who are suffering from PTSD. As most of you probably will know, that it's a major. It came into light with the return of troops from the Middle East and them having to deal with all the things they had to deal with. I see it still is a problem for many people nowadays. Even some from Vietnam have that kind of problem, of those that have survived. And so it's an important, I think it's a great thing that government is willing to try and help these people. And I think that's one way that they have given us a chance as a citizen to at least provide some level of support for that cause. So check it out, USPS.com. Look in the postal store. Okay, now, well, I think I'm just about ready to wrap this video up. But before going, since we're approaching the holiday seasons, or though maybe we're already in the holiday seasons. I just want to wish each and every one of you happy holidays, and no matter what your belief system or no belief system is, that you will have a great time, regardless. I know it tends to be heavily in favor of a certain religious idiom, but uh, I was thinking about Christmas and doing a video on different aspects of it, but I decided that uh, I wanted to come up with something that would define it for me, that I could share with you. And thought it out, and this has nothing to do with a religious system or anything else. It has to do with human nature. And as you know, that I sometimes would say happy solstice because it is a winter solstice. And originally, that's how a celebration during this time of year came to be. It's, but because of because of a group of religion, Christianity in this case, they were they got involved in trying to reduce the impact of what they consider to be paganism. But anyhow, be that as it is, I think there are two words that really characterize this time of year for everybody, and that is hope and trust. And it's like it's the hope of better days ahead, hope for spring, the hope for the return of the sun, and better weather, and trusting that it will occur, because it has seemed to occur year after year after year after year, and as long as you've been alive. And so those are two characteristics of this season: is trust and hope. Of course, are probably can be applied to each and every day, trust and hope. But I think for this time of year, it's no matter what your belief system is, that applies to that system as well, because it's providing a narrative of hope and the impetus to trust in that hope. So I guess that's about as close as I'm going to get to a sermon, because even though I have my own belief system, I do not believe in trying to convert other people to what I believe. I kind of believe that each person has an option or right to their own integrity and to decide what is in their best interest without being pressured. Otherwise, are made to feel subjected to statements that would engender fear of coming judgment and all that. And that's where I really disagree with certain elements and certain religious teachings, because I don't see things that way. But anyway, I'm getting off subject again. It's my hope that you have a great time and enjoy the rest of the year, and that you can depend on and that you will trust the fact that no matter what happens, that you'll be here to deal with whatever a day brings your way. So those are my wishes for this end of the year. And so with this, I think I shall go ahead and put this baby together, and so I can get it uploaded either tonight or tomorrow, which is Sunday. So until later, until my next video, which I would presume will be in January. We'll see you then.